Hey there guys, my name is Volteripal, and welcome to the 4th game development stream. Hey there guys, my name is Volteripal, and welcome to the 4th game development stream. Right, I gotta Hey there guys, my name is Volteripal. Turn off my stream on my browser. Just had that up, make sure it was all working. I changed some mic settings, so I wasn't sure how it would sound. But yeah. So today we're going to do the kind of same thing we've done last stream, which is add some more perks. Where we left off, I'm pretty sure the last one I added wasn't working. So time to fix that. But tomorrow, I'm going to do something a little bit different. Tomorrow, starting at 8:30 to about 12:30. No, 11:30 when the stream ends. I'm going to be attempting to make a 3D model of a dropship because someone in the chat last stream asked if I could do it, and so I'm gonna give that a go tomorrow. But yeah, I think that'll be fun. I've not done a dropship model, and to be completely honest, I'm fairly new when it comes to like using Blender, because I used to use 3ds Max, so it'll be a bit of getting used to. But yeah, good morning, Burning Z. How are you? Yeah, it'll be a different thing tomorrow. Gonna make a dropship model, go through the whole process of that, and hopefully get it finished before the end of the stream tomorrow. But for today, the focus is again on working on the game. Yeah, I'm doing alright. It's I did wake up a slight bit later, which is why the stream started about 10 minutes late. It was supposed to start at 8:30, but I got up slightly late. And I'm sneezing again like usual. But yeah, so where we left off, we had... Where is it? So we added in this ability, but it didn't fully work. Because we'll go to the blueprint, first person, blueprint, play a character, and to get the first person character, when they should have the perk. So I've given them the perk, and let's give them max tiers, so it always happens. When they have max tiers this perk, it should make a big radius around enemies and like chain lightning. But at the moment, it doesn't seem to... a bit of lag there. It doesn't seem to do that. It activates and receives, but it doesn't actually... It says receive, but it doesn't do anything on the enemy. I'm not entirely sure why. I think that's the status component. Let me have a look at the enemy. Yeah, so they are receiving the damage. Oh, hang on, that's gonna come from anything. I've got an idea on how to test this a bit easier. Because what I can do is I'll just make a thing outside of their... make a thing outside their range of movement, so they're just going to stand still. And then change that to event begin play. There we go. And that should make them close enough to... Gonna put in another one there actually. And give myself the perk. Is it J or I? L, it's L. Yeah, so it's got received for him getting shot, and then the received of him getting shot, but it doesn't chain. Is that drawing twice? Okay, I do 20 damage per shot. I need to change that. Because I'm just killing the enemies right from the get-go. Blueprints, player character. And then we're going to go for status component. Where is it? Where the hell? Status component. There it is. Lower the base damage to like 5 so they can tank a few hits. Because I wanted to check. That's 5 damage. And then max out electroshock. I wish. I can't tell if it's just receiving it twice. So it's apparently receiving the damage. If it isn't dead, trigger player effect. Could it be? What am I feeding for as a damage type? Hang on. Let's go to stats component. So electro arc, what it's supposed to do, it's supposed to get a multi-lane sphere trace. And then it breaks that hit. If the enemy has a tag, it's the closest distance to current closest. And then it should apply damage to that closest enemy. It shouldn't be able to hit itself because it's got itself to ignore. Applies damage as player damage. And the base damage comes through the damage that got fed through the damage interface. No, the damage. The player damage. Because that feeds through here. So why ain't it damaging them? Okay, there's something. I've got an idea. Spawn particle emitter at location, and we're just gonna go for like an explosion. Get actor location. Get world rotation. Just so I can see where this. Get rotation. Get actor rotation. Strat. Cool. Save. Bar. Tell you what. Just gonna. Oh, that's why they're constantly falling. I didn't just make a copy of the floor, I just dragged the floor over. Put that there. Cool. That should stop that massive falling message coming up until they hit the kill barrier. Okay, so. Okay. So they are. Well, that makes even less sense. So they are getting a hit, but they're not taking the damage. Why? Okay. Because they're getting hit by that explosion. They're just not actually taking any damage for some reason. So any damage passes through the damage type and the damage causer. And the damage causer gets fed through... Ah, hang on. That might be why. I reckon that's why. What do I... In the status component... For the... that's why. So if I do that... Will that work? No. So what's happening here is hang on. So when I pass through from the player, get first person blueprint. Player character, first person character, and I do where is it? Use the weapon component, never mind. So when I go through here and do a attack on an enemy, what does it pass through for applied damage as a damage causer? It gets the first person character, like actual character. Okay. I think I could just pass that through with get player character. Let's try that. Huh. What? Loop detected, enemy function, cool montage. What the fuck? How was that a loop detected? Event kill. Turns off collision. Is dead true. Get game mode. Cast a game mode. Play that. Oh, because he's constantly getting hit. I guess. But he shouldn't be able to constantly get hit. That should be done on check health, so... In the status component, check health should set him to is dead, and then he wouldn't... Hang on. Let me check. Yeah, so check health, regen 0, set is dead. Is true. Ah. No, yeah, because if dead's true, they can't take any more damage. So that just shouldn't be a problem. And then the dead command does that, does event kill on the enemy. And event kill is set movement to none, turn off collision, set value as ball, cast to the game mode, record the death, and then play a montage, and then destroy the actor. That literally isn't a loop. I don't see how that is a loop. But now the second I've got that max stack, it's infinite loop detected. Play montage, cool. Show. Okay. I'm guessing it's because it's checking heal. So I think to stop that from happening, I'm just going to put a branch for is dead earlier in here. And if dead is false, get is dead. If that's false, it can do the check heal command. Let's try that. Nope, still an infinite loop. How the fuck? But why is that only an issue with the perk? It's fine there. It's when I have max stack of it, where it's 100% chance. Then it's apparently going to cause an infinite loop. Do I do something different by accident on max stack? Let's have a look. Yeah, so on max stack, it doesn't even do the chance. It just goes straight through to electric arc. Okay. And then on electric arc, it does a sphere trace by channel for each loop. Gets the enemy. Current closest. Makes an array, actors distance, gets distance 2, and applies damage to that. Damage actor, damage causer, events instigator isn't important. I don't see how that causes it to be an infinite loop. That doesn't even make sense. That literally doesn't make sense. There's nothing changes. Look, it's damaging an enemy is fine. Max stack of it causes an error for some reason. Because apparently to play montage here is an infinite loop. How? What if I literally just get rid of that montage and just go straight into destroy actor? What happens then? Nope. Now it is valid. How the I can get a highlight. Hang on a minute. I think I see why. That should still should. I don't think that should be an infinite loop, but I do see. I think I see why it's an infinite loop. Maybe. Hang on. Because what it's doing now, I think, is that it's chaining back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and that's causing. I just want to put that there, so. No, it's still. Because if I put it all the way up by like 9 times, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so it's whenever it constantly daisy chains to itself. Which I suppose I really shouldn't let it daisy chain back to an enemy that's already been hit. That's probably caused. I think that's what's causing the problem is the fact that it can. You think there's double mic audio? Oh, I've got it on monitor. That might be why. I didn't think that would actually come through. Oh, yeah, it does. What the? Well, that's dumb. Hang on, give me a sec. Also, hi, Nezo. Nice to see you in the chat. Give me a sec. There we go. That should fix it. Yeah, I had it on monitor in OBS just so I could hear how I sounded because I got like a slightly different mic setup. And turns out that that also makes it play in the desktop audio because of the way I've got that set up, which is very dumb. So that's fun. But yeah, I think I see what the problem is. And the problem is basically is that it's able to daisy chain. The problem with this lightning strike at the moment is that it's able to basically go back, forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. That's better. That's cool. And I think the problem with that is that because it can go back and forth, it's still going back and forth even after they're dead, and it's thinking it's having an infinite loop. When in reality, it should just stop accepting damage when it's dead. Oh, yeah, I've got a better idea for that then. Rather than say there, just go branch here. This might fix it for now. So branch condition forget status component is dead. If it's not true, then it can happen. Let's try that. That actually might stop it from being an infinite loop, hopefully. Nope. The branch. The branch is an infinite loop. Doesn't even make any fucking sense. That literally doesn't make any sense, because at one point it should stop hitting it. Never mind. Now, one thing I actually am kind of curious about is if I go just in here and just ignore the apply thing for now. I just want to see what happens here. Okay, so that is always like double line like that. I was just wondering if that was like it rendering it a 2, but it is just like that. Never mind. Yeah, so I think I've got to basically make it so each electro arc can only deal damage to one enemy one time. Now the problem is, I have no idea how I'm going to do that. This apply damage is a generic node. So I can't pass through custom information onto it, I don't think. Actually, can I? No, I can't edit anything about that. Because I do want it to. I want it to chain from one enemy, then it'll get the closest to the next enemy that hasn't been hit. How on earth am I going to do that? Because when I do it this way, it's apparently creating an infinite loop. Even though it literally doesn't make sense. Because it applies the damage. But if it doesn't work, it shouldn't matter. Yeah, a minute. Is it something to do with the fact that these ones are just spawned in? If I go like over here to the actual enemies. Nope, it's still an infinite loop. I get that it's chaining back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. I get that. But that literally shouldn't... I guess because it... But if the enemy can't even... If this doesn't run, which it shouldn't because is dead here is false, isn't false, it'll be true, they'll be killed, it shouldn't even be allowed to... I guess because it's running back and forth so many times before they even die, that it doesn't like it. Have I got to make a message to say, like... I'm going to have to make an interface, aren't I? Damn it. Alright. Interface it is. So, I think I've got to make an interface base. Here's how I'm going to do this. I don't know if there's a way you're going to do it, but this is how I'm going to do it. So basically, what we need to do every time... No, interface might not work. Maybe it will. I'll probably add something in the game mode, actually, or the game state might work. What we need to do every time we do this, then, is we need something universal to basically say this specific enemy has been hit by lightning. And then it will change to the next enemy. They'll get hit by lightning. They'll change to the next enemy, and they'll get hit by lightning. And when it's run out of enemies, it will clear. And what we'll do is we'll feed through that into this array of actors to ignore. Now, when I deal in the weapon, I could do it as an array for the player character. I think that might be the best place to do it, actually. So if I go an array variable in the player character called lightning hits, makes sense to do it in the player character since they're the one who have done the blueprint. So I just go a generic actor array. I think this will work. So when you get lightning hits, make that exposed. Then in the damage, because we've got the player reference here, which we can pass through if I just allow it to. So if I just add in player ref, first person, character ref, get the player damage, pass that through. So we go there, we get the player ref, and we want this to ignore not for this one. It will do the multi-sphere trace and then it will add it. So but for the player ref, what we want to get is we want to get this lightning, get lightning hits, and then we're going to add that to this array. Okay. We need to make that array and then add. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, it'll be easier the other way around if I just get lightning hits and add. I get lightning hits. Yeah, because it won't be. It shouldn't hit itself anyway. So do that. Add that to there. Add that to there. That should work. Hopefully. So it's gonna get everyone that's already hit. And it's gonna add this character to that array. So it's going to add that character to this array and then go off that for everyone to ignore. Then everyone else is going to go through this. Current closest. And then what we need to do is go up here. And then if it hit anything, which is the invisibility, so it might be able to hit things. Okay, so so the loot body is going to be that. So what we should be able to do is if current closest is valid, if it is valid, it will do it. If not, it's just going to clear. Going to get the first person carrot. No. We've already got the object reference, so we don't need to do that. Clear. So get lightning hits. Clear. Print. Chain end. And that hopefully will stop it from daisy chaining to everything. So if we go back over here now. Oh, I think I've removed the ability to, yeah. Okay. Hopefully this works. Well, it's not an infinite loop. Never mind, it's an infinite loop. Fuck. It worked the first time. What happened? Well, that works. Alright, it works on that anyway. Ah, Clue, thank you for the follow. How you doing? So this doesn't daisy chain infinitely, but that guy does. Wait. The enemy's got the stink puff. Yeah, there's supposed to be like some kind of void cloud. That's why they're like they're ghastly. Could make it. I could make it green, and it would look like they're just farting. But yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Got a bit of a cold again as usual. Thanks. The cloud's going to be something that will be there in the final model, but this is just actually a test model from Mixamo. This isn't what they're going to look like in the final game. This is just a test for some like attack animations and such. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure why. So are you in infinite loop as well? You're not an infinite loop. You're not an infinite loop, but this one is. That literally makes no bloody sense. Where's it looping now? Exact same place in the montage. Is there anything special about this? I'm just going to delete these all. Save. Put them back down. Go from there. Bang. So we've got Barry, Bob, and Prick. That's fine. That's fine. That's not. That doesn't even make any sense. That literally doesn't make sense. That. What? Ben. Yeah, this one could be Ben. Yeah, so that works fine. The minute I go, okay, so I do that, it goes fine. Then I do another one. I don't think it's clearing the array. That's what I'm getting from that. Oh god. So it ignores self, which I shouldn't need to do because it's already going to ignore itself with that. Does a loop body where it's easy if it has enemy. It'll get the current distance, sets current closest. But if current closest isn't valid because it hasn't got hit because it's already been hit before, then it should clear it. So what I want to do is I want to also print. So get length. I wish I could stop sneezing for one day in my life, man. I've got to be allergic to something, but I don't know what. Print string, chain end, goes to there. Copy, save. Okay. So it should tell me now how many are in that chain still, if there are. If not, it'll return as 0. So it returns as 0, returns as 0. So why is it still... Doesn't make sense. It literally doesn't make sense. There isn't an infinite loop. What are you on about? This kill command can only be ran once. So how is there an infinite loop? This doesn't even make sense to be an infinite loop. Tell you what, I'm just going to restart the program. I don't know if it's just the program being buggy. I don't know if it's something wrong with the way I'm doing it, but I don't see how it works sometimes, but not other times. And also the infinite where it's saying the infinite loop happens doesn't even make sense. Does it show you where the infinite loop happens in the debugger? Normally, what it will do is it will take you to the place where it's having the infinite loop, and you can see, oh yep, that's very clear the infinite loop, but not in this one for some reason. So, nope, still an infinite loop. So we've got the message log here, and if I grab this. So we got not revision control. So blueprint log show. That's not even here anymore. Play in editor. So we got here. We got blueprint in editor. Start editor. Infinite loop detected. Enemy function. Play montage shack, and then you can go show. And its call stack is the received damage and. So yeah, it's where it receives damage apparently, but I don't see why it's saying that this is infinite looping. Doesn't make any sense because this literally can't infinite loop. It's a montage; it will just play an animation, and even if I remove this, then it just moves somewhere else. So if I get rid of the animation full stop, because that's where the infinite loop's coming from, and I go like, do that now. Now it's saying infinite loop detected. In call valid stack. This doesn't even make sense to be an infinite loop. It's just checking if the controller's bloody valid. Which, to be fair, actually it might not be. Hang on. It should be valid, but there is... the reason I had this as its own separate thing is because sometimes it had issues with... No, that was cast into the game state it had issues with, though. Let me just put spawned in. Just gonna delete these guys. I think this spawn is the one that's activated first, so I'm just gonna drag over this. We got a dude. We've got another dude. We got 3 dudes. Nope, it's still happening. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Doesn't even make... There's got to be something that's causing it, but I don't get what. Because it's saying it's clearing that array. And the reason... Okay, what I'm going to try... I'm just going to try... As a test... Get scared... We can plug this back in, because we know it's not that. And then content... First person, blueprint... Status component. So what I'm going to do is, to stop it just from daisy chain to everything at the moment, I'm just going to I'm going to clear the array here and see if that solves it as a temporary fix. So get lightning hits, clear, clear. I should probably do that before, so is valid, then it clears the array and it applies the damage to the set target. That will be an infinite loop if I do that, so get rid of that. Let's try that. Also, I know it's not the way it spawned in, so I can just shove that back over there. Melee. Yoink. Yoink. And yoink. Go back over here. Plug that in. Get rid of that. Compile, save. Go to first person. Play. Give myself the max stack. That does How? Is this just something with the kill command that's just manifesting now? Because every other perk has been fine, except this one. And if it's not maxed out, it can run fine. And if it is maxed, even if it is max stack, how is it crashing worse now? Infinite loop detected, blueprint, enemy function, play montage. That doesn't even make sense. That shouldn't happen. Just get told to ignore itself still. Okay, so it's ignoring itself. Nope. Loop enemy detected. Enemy. Fuck's sake. It doesn't. I'm just going around in circles here. Everything I try just doesn't work for it. I don't know. Pull out Google, I guess. Chain lightning to enemies. Sphere trace, use the hit results. Yep, that's what I'm doing. Nope. So it gets the player reference, which you should always have. Because even when we do this, try adding a delay to the loop back to an enemy at the exact. Trying to delay is trying to loop back to the enemy at sound does. That's not a bad idea. How'd I do? I guess apply damage before the applied damage. I'll add the delay here. So if we go delay, it's just by 0.2 seconds. That should be enough if it is that. Well, it has stopped it from crashing. And yeah, so it's. But that's I know why that's doing it. It's because I've told it to clear. So if we get rid of that clear command and then just make it go forward and then clear when it can't find another target, will this work now? Nezo, you're a genius. Thank you. I don't know how that fixes it, I'm not going to lie, considering it shouldn't be an infinite loop. But because it literally wasn't an infinite loop, but I guess the engine, because of how quick it was doing it, thought it was. But yeah, that works, seemingly. Why is it changed back towards you two? Looping because it's stacking too quick, maybe. I don't know enough about code for that. Well, I'm starting to see actually why it was loop. So I don't get. This is what I don't get. So that into them two. Like, why does it sometimes bounce back? Like, look at this. Now so it goes 1, 2, 3. That's what I want it to do. But now if I do shoot this enemy after it's been hit by the last one, it just bounces between them when it shouldn't do it. That doesn't make sense. So it's weird because it only happens. Yeah, chain end's not running, but it should. Why is it not running? If the actor has a tag, it sets them to closest distance. Get. No, hang on. Array out here actor. So if get current closest isn't valid, it will set the current closest. But these enemies shouldn't even be hit because of chain lightning hits. And so damage causer, get player character should be going through. So on enemy, damage causer. Yeah, because it can't even cast this if there isn't a player character reference. Or it shouldn't. I'm just going to do double check. So print no player. And this one's going to be like red. So if that ever comes up, I know what that is. Nope, it is still getting the player character. So it's getting the player character. Every time it gets it, it should go through this, do all the enemy effects. Go to the enemy. And then chain lightning effect is up here. Somewhere. I'm in the wrong thing. Stats component is up here. Electric arc. So lightning hits, and it should add itself to lightning hits. I think what might be happening is that because it's going twice, it's now remove it. Is that what's happening? I don't see. I'm gonna put this in so. Let's get pink. Get rid of that. Pile. Save. Chain end happens. Yeah, so chain end just isn't running after they've been hit once. So they get hit, their character reference gets added to this array, and it goes through. Actor has tag. Guess the distance to, sets the current closest. If the current closest is valid, it will do delay and apply the damage, but not clear the array so that it can chain to another enemy. And if it isn't valid, oh, I'm dumb. I'm so dumb. I never clear current closest. Ah, that's why. Right, I know why that's happening now. That's why the infinite loop was happening. I'm such a brainlet. So how the hell do I remove this again? Set current closest to nothing. I think that will work. So I'll do that before. No, I want to do that after. That'll be why. Hang on, so if I get rid of this delay node now, will that just instantly go? Mind you, the delay is probably a good idea. Yeah. Okay, that's what it was this whole bloody time. Thanks, Unreal, you pointed me in the complete wrong bloody direction. But still, I'm going to keep that delay in. Yeah, because in my mind, the way this would eventually be cleared is if the enemy dies. But I don't think my enemies are going to have that much health. So I don't really, at the moment, I don't want it to chain back. And obviously what it was doing, it was pinging between itself so rapidly that the game saw it as an infinite loop when it was 100% because it would always hit. Now the only problem I can see happening is this. So you got the only problem I can see happening is that if you apply the effect again, because the player controls it might be fine at that shooting speed, but I might want to set this to be like a very low timer. Because if the player hits too rapidly with their max speed, what's going to end up happening is it's going to chain from 1, 2, 3. It might daisy chain up to like 5 times. Maybe more. I'm going to set a limit to how much it can daisy chain. I kind of want it to just go as much as it can, go through every enemy in the group. But what might end up happening is at a really high rapid fire rate, it doesn't always chain. Because of the way I've got it set up at the moment. If it does, I will have to change that a bit. I might have to make like a message rather than... Or like a whole separate game object so that it can track. But I'm not sure. But for now, that seemingly works. Cool. Thank you, everyone who's helped with that. That was a big help. But yeah. Right. Now. I think that is basically in. That's basically working. So we've got... Close that. And close all these now. So now we are all the way up to... First person... Content. Forgetting where everything is. Blueprints. Skill system. Perk data table. Now we're up to 22 perks. And as I said before, I'm going to aim for 30. So at the moment we've got increased damage. Could increase the chain limit with the limit of... Ooh, that's a good idea. Yeah. Actually, I like that idea. Because at the moment I've got every bullets have a 10% chance to chain to the nearest enemy. And they chain by... At the moment, it can chain infinitely. As long as there's that many enemies. But there's only going to be so many... I think there's only going to be like a... I think I'm going to set limits like 20 or 40 enemies on the map at once. But being able to hit every enemy with a thing as long as they're close by is pretty powerful. And because of the way the enemies are in this game, they're likely going to be very close by. So yeah, I might actually change that so it has a limit. To act the nearest enemy, each stack increases the... Each stack increases the max chain. So first person, blueprints, play character, first person character, because all the perks are handled in here. So where we've currently got, I don't think I actually made an update for it. So update perks. No, I didn't. I just did because it was one that got called on. This one just gets called on in the damage. In Electro Shot, which is open twice for some reason. So what it does is it will query the perk, then it will do a chance to see if it will run, depending on the tier, and if it's 100%, it will just go over. And then Electric Arc. So what I reckon we do is create two variables in here. Add variable. And this one's going to be called max chain. So max lightning chain and current chain. And both of these are going to be integers. And then in here, we could either do it in here or we could just do it in the perk update. Give this. Where's update? Duplicate this. Update lightning chain. Or Electro Shot's called. So we update the Electro Shot. And then we just very simply we're going to set the tier level. So we're going to make it so the max tier. So max lightning chain will just be simply set to whatever the tier level is. So at level 1 you can chain to 1 enemy, and then at level 2 you can chain to 2 enemies. So you just go max lightning chain, set max lightning chain, bam, bam. I should probably just leave that there just in case. So if that's true, set max lightning chain there. Cool. And then in the player damage, no, actually in the electric arc, so what we're gonna do. So we're gonna grab it from here. Do we do it inside or? Well, I know where I want it to happen. I want it to happen in when it's applied the damage. It's going to set the current closest. It's going to get the max chain. No, I'm going to do it in player damage. I reckon that'll be a better place to do it. So every time it does it, it's going to get the max. Might be able to do this before chance, actually. So get the player reference, get max chain, and then get current. chain. If it's equal to or greater than... Actually, just do if it's less than. If it's less or equal. So if it's chained to no enemies, it'll chain to 1. No, it's got to be if it's less than, right? It'll start at 0, and when it changes to 1, it will go up to 1. No, yeah, so if it's less than. So if it's less than that, it will do a branch. Actually, we could do that before. No, I do have to. So we get the query perk, and if it's less than mind you, yeah, probably better to do it before, because that way we won't be querying the perk if we don't need to. So do a branch, plug that in. If it is less than, it'll go plug into there. If it's not, it'll go straight. I'll sort that out in a sec. So I'll go inputs into here. If it is less than, it'll query the perk and act like normal. If it isn't, it will set chain Got to get from play ref. Set current chain to 0. And it'll go all the way. I've plugged the wrong one in. And it'll go all the way. It will just instantly output nothing. And then whenever it's about to call electric arc, which is down here, it's just going to add. So it's going to increment. So it's going to get current chain and increment that. Just got to plug it all in now. Jesus. True. Into that. Into that. Into that. Into that. In there. In there. And in there. And then the one from 0 for max stack in there as well. Plot that in there. Compile, save. And now when I update this, I want to print that as a string. Did I ever move those enemies? Laggy. Yeah, I did. So get electroshock. It's not printing that string because I've completely forgot to add it to the actual update perk list. There we go. Electroshock. Bar. Save. So now I'm going to press L. So it's got a 30% chance to chain between enemies, and it can go up to a maximum of 3. It's a very low chance that it actually chains. That's why I didn't really have a limit before, but I do need a limit of. Oh, one thing I have just thought of. If it doesn't chain. If it doesn't chain, I also need to set it to set the value back to 0. Because otherwise it's just going to be like, it'll chain once, and then next time it will only chain like one more time, when it should chain potentially 3. Jesus. Let's guess at the current chain. Here as well. I'm sorry about all the sneezing. I really don't know why I'm sneezing so bad today. I literally sneeze like every day. It's mad. I'm not sure if it's like I'm allergic to something in my room without realizing it or what, but it's not fun. There you go, and put those all in there. So it'll reset the chain whenever it doesn't hit, and also one more thing I have just thought of. Dust, maybe? I've got a lot. My room is fairly dusty. It could be that. Basically, aka, time to clean your room. Yay! So yeah, it probably is dust. When it doesn't, no, when it no longer chains. High polygenic at the end. Yeah, I don't know if I have hay fever or not. That's the thing. I've never been able to tell. It's gonna clear the chain. It's also gonna get light current chain. So get current chain. No, set current chain. Really hard to see that. It's so small. Set current chain. Let's get set that to 0. So what this will do is if it ever, because there's a chance that it will activate and the count will go up, but then it will hit an enemy that there's no other enemies for it to chain to. And if that happens, it needs to reset the chain in here as well. So that should, emphasis on should, be the chain lightning attack shot thing completely done. So every perk level of that, you get a 10% chance to act to the next enemy, and the max amount of enemies it can act to is increased. And that will max out at 10 enemies when you get to all of it, when it goes through all of them. Now, the only thing I am a bit concerned about with that is, at the moment, it's act between boss and regular enemy. I want to see if it will act between different kinds of enemies. It should do, but I don't know if it will. Because I've set them to just be generic actor added references rather than specific actors. So yeah, that's still connected correctly. Let's give this a go. Give it max stack. Okay, cool, that does work. Oh, I was a bit worried about that. It should also work with the ranged enemy. I think he's gonna start trying to move. So he might not actually, because I spawned him in. He didn't. It kind of worked. Max stack. So it changed that way once, and again, but it won't chain to him. Okay, why is it? That might be because of something in here. The stinky boss. Yeah, it's a very stinky boss. It's supposed to be like void energy cloud things. It'll look a lot better with the enemy design. See, I see if I can find. So I can show you guys actually what the enemy is supposed to look like. Where is it? Projects. Hello. Public changing rooms. The ultimate stank. That's the final level, yeah. No, that's ZBrush. Unreal Engine. Sign documents. So this is kind of what the enemy's gonna kind of look like. Something along those lines, or this. That's kind of what I'm going for with the enemy. That's what I want it to. It's kind of going to be like this kind of ghostly, void-looking thing. And that's kind of what I want the enemy to roughly look like. That's kind of the inspiration for it. So if you want to, that's the original concept, which I got from a glitch I found on browsing Twitter, and someone posted this glitch of a character in Genshin like going like this, and I thought it looked actually like kind of like a cool concept for a character. Yeah, it's kind of like a bit like Ghost Freak from Ben 10, yeah. But that's kind of like the enemy I'm going with. Actually, the environment as well. Can you show? The first level is going to kind of be. This is a very crude drawing of it, but something like that, where it's like a bunch of floating islands with bits and bobs from the human world floating around in it, and that's kind of what it's going to be. That's kind of what I want the level to be like. But for now, just trying to get the gameplay working, which at the moment it's not. So event any damage, it'll see if it's dead. If it's not dead, it casts the first person character and shoves that into the player part of that. Damage cause should always be the first person character. Damage type gets feed through to here. So something about this isn't getting. I think it's something. Oh, I know why. Hang on. Is it the collision? What is this set as? Also, has this got the tag as enemy? Tag. No, that's why. Hang on. Yeah, that's okay. That's why. Because all of these enemies, all of these enemies have this tag here called enemy. And the reason it's not chaining to this guy is because I completely forgot to put it in. I'm doing the wrong button. I pressed the wrong button. Ah. I was doing the wrong button. I was doing K, and I forgot K. I set K to do. So now, still not doing it. You've got the enemy tag. Bar save. Is it your collision? What's your preset? So it's got custom. That's why. Nope, that's not why. Okay. I think it's the way his collision's set up, but... Oh, it's because he's ignoring visibility and this is working off visibility. Why did I set you to ignore visibility? I actually can't think of a good reason for that. There we go. Wait, so why have I... Yeah, I can't think of a reason why I told him to ignore visibility. I must have... I set that on purpose, right? I must have. Well, it should hopefully still work. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure why I actually told him to ignore visibility at this point. If I put him back over here, he should... I think he can act without needing to be spawned in. Yeah, his dead's not set. He just goes through a sequence of moving around, so... Yep. He'll move around, he'll shoot at me, and then he'll move somewhere else. So yeah, he should be fine. Yeah, whatever. If it's an issue, it'll crop up later. I know it will. Jesus Christ, man. Ugh. If it is just dust, and Jesus Christ, how much is... My room must be like Dust City. I couldn't think of anything clever. But yeah, it's not exactly fun to be on the stream, is it? Where you just got someone constantly sneezing down the mic. I'm trying to mute it as often as I can when I'm about to, but... Right. So we're currently 22 perks in, out of my ideal aim at the moment of 30. I want to add more than that, ideally, but just as like a baseline before we move on to something else. So, next perk. So far, we've got... Move that a bit. So far, we've got double jump, which is completely useless, to be fair, but I'm going to try and add some use to it, but at the moment, it's useless. Haste, buff bullets. Health up, sharpshooter, reload speed, rate of fire, AoE damage, bullets heal you, bullets set enemies on fire, chance to dodge things, stun shot, regen delay, regen rate, slide explosion, knockback, snail bullets. Jesus Christ. Ammo up, dash, and electric shock. So now we need a new perk. And I think... What should we do as the next perk? Kind of want to go for like another chance one, like something that will happen when you potentially hit an enemy. I'm thinking of a like. I've already got AoE damage around the enemy, so that the bullets will deal AoE damage. I might make it so because I got it so they can slow enemies. Maybe I should make it so they could root enemies as well. So it would just stop them moving. That might be fun. Oh, no, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a perk that I've had in mind. I've already got a chance to... 1% chance of them bursting into confetti. Maybe. I might add that as a fun one. I need to make a confetti pack at the moment. Chance to fire an extra bullet. I've actually already got that as a permanent upgrade, so you can turn your weapon into a shotgun. It's where is it? Yeah, here, multi-shot. Fires an additional shot every time. But I'm going to do something similar. I'm going to call it bullet split. And guide it here. So bullet _ split. And what this will do is when you hit an enemy, it's going to have a chance to fire out 2 shots behind that enemy. That's going to happen for every bullet as well. That's what I wanted to happen anyway. So, description. Every bullet. So, bullets have a... go 10% chance, and we'll go up to 5 tiers, so 50% of your... 50% of your bullets can do this. Bullets have a... Actually, I might make it max. I don't know. I might make it 100%. Bullets have a 10% chance to split into 2 after hitting an enemy. So tiers, we'll put that to 5 for now. Mind you, 10 does sound pretty fun. And it will take a while to get to that point, so 10. So it's going to be 10. So it could go to 100%. First things first, we want to set the perk in here. So this one might be a bit more challenging to add, because the way damage is handled at the moment is first person, blueprint, player character, weapons, weapon component, and at the moment it's handled in this fire command where you fire the weapon, does the basic math, makes the line trace go forwards, and here it will add like slight variation for the bullet. And then it will line trace by channel. And it will check. God. What it will do is it will see if the enemy can be crit, and it will do if it's been crit. Depending on if the component's a crit spot. And then it will apply either normal damage or crit damage. But yeah, so it fires a line trace inside of the weapon component. And then it damages the enemy when it hits that line trace. And then from there, it goes to the enemy where the player effect activates. Now in here, I also have it so it also does the AoE damage. If, God, why is my screen flashing for me? It's not even happening on the other monitor, it's just on my end. But if it hits the enemy, if I want it to split the bullet, what I need to do is I need to get from where that enemy is, I need to do 2 more line traces to the left and right of the enemy. And to do that, I'm going to need to make 2 functions in here. I know why it's spazzing out, it's because that's on a separate window. And I'm going to need to call this one... Open up the Unreal Help engine by pressing 2. I'm going to need to call this one Bullet Split. And what this is going to do is basically going to be the same as fire command, but it's going to come out to the left and right of the enemy. Not direct left and right, but like... I think it'd be best if I just... So I get paint up. Right. So if we get... This is a good way of showing it. So we got the... Gotta bounce, join the rest stream. Will do. See you later. Hopefully tomorrow's stream. Why isn't that working? That's right. Why is it right click to okay, whatever. So we got player. And we've got the enemy here. So I want to shoot here, and I want it to come out like there and there. Now, the only problem is I have no idea how to do that. What it will be is effectively I get the same trajectory as here. And then I just want to get this as a starting point. Add a bit to the X here and a bit to the X here. That's what I want to do. As to how I do that, I have no idea. So that might actually be one I implement another time. So bullet split will happen after this. We're gonna want to feed through the out hit actor. Actor ref. So we want an actor object reference, and this will be hit actor. Actually, we'll go first hit actor. So the first hit actor. So I'll do a line trace by channel. So for the normal firing line trace, what we do is I'm just going to copy all this just to make it easy. Because I should be able to adapt this, hopefully. So what we do for that is we get the first person camera and get the forward line trace from the camera. And then what this does is it slightly alters the end position based off that. Now what we should be able to do is get effectively this end position as our start position is what I'm hoping. So we're going to add all these together. We're going to make a new so split start. That's going to be a vector. We're going to set split start. And we're also going to put that there. Put that in the end. And then plug that in there. Grab that node and just a node. Don't want. God's sake. I just want that one. Nope. There we go. Let's try to get rid of it then. Yeah, so now we've got split start. That's going to go into the end. And then we got... No, I don't want that. So what we should have is we get the split start vector as a starting position. And then we're going to just get forward Volter. We should be able to plug in the same camera rotation. So I'm going to add it in here. Camera rotation. And this will be a rotator. Because what I want to do is get split start. And put that here. Don't need that. Just going to get the forward vector. We're going to do the same distance. So I've already got that distance in there, never mind, I'm dumb. So get the forward vector from camera rotation. It will start from the point it ended at. Now, rather than... We don't want random variation. What we want is we want it to go either a bit left or a bit right. So we're just going to try to get it to go right first. And I think that'll be a case of getting this, let's say, I think it'll be the X per se. And just adding like 50. No. Add like 100 to it. I hope. Now, it might not be that simple because it's probably going to be a case of if I'm looking one direction, it will look fine. If I look the other, it won't. But we'll see. So line trace by channel, trace visibility, debug, for duration. This trace color is going to be green, and the trace hit color is going to be purple. And then we want bullet split to happen. For now, I'm just going to have it happen after the initial fire node. Regardless of regardless if it hits or not. I just want to. Nah, actually, no. I'm not going to do that. So it's going to check if it hits, see if the enemy can be crit. It's going to apply damage. And it'll apply normal damage. I don't know if this has actually got a thing. As if it's out hit actor and out hit component. I just whack it at the end, I guess. So we're going to get bullet split. Target first hit actor will be plugged in. Oh crap! Start out hit actor plugged in there. And a camera rotation all the way from the start. There we go. I think that should work. Let's go bullet split. Get that. Just go test it here. So at the moment it will happen regardless. Kinda. So yeah, at the moment it's just shooting it forward. No matter where I go. So X isn't the one I want to increase. So let's try 100 on the Y. Ah, okay, never mind. Okay, I see what's happening. So what's happening is it's not going off where it's ending. It's going off where the line trace itself ends, regardless if it hits anything or not. That's not what I want to happen. What I want to happen is I want it to get a multi-line trace from where it ends if it hits something. Which in that case isn't... where is it? That isn't from this side. That's from impact hit point. So let's ignore that. That still needs to go into there. Get impact hit point. Split start. Nope, set split start. I always do that. There we go. try that now. So now we've got the problem of it's not ignoring the actor it hits first. Which that should be simple enough. We just go into the bullet split and we tell it to actors to ignore. Array. Make array. Whack that in there. Save that. And there we go. Now it doesn't hit the actor it hits first. So now we've got it to go through the actor. Now we've got a second line trace to appear. We want to... One damage, no, that's fine. Could sort that out later. Now we've got it to go through. What we want it to do is we want it to go left or right. So if I add 1000 in the Y. Yeah, so this is kind of what I thought would happen, where if I'm looking there, it's not going to move much. But if I'm looking through this, I'm guessing this is the x-axis. Yeah, so it's what it's doing is it's adding a bunch of it's adding it so much this way or this way, but not this way or this way. Okay, so Unreal Engine. Yeah. Damn it. Ah, my nose. Unreal Engine split line trace around an actor. Destroy actor when shot, no. Unreal line trace. Why did I even search for this? Unreal Engine line trace. Split. Around actor? Nope, nope. Nope, nope. Oh, multi-line trace might work. Let me try that. That might be a better idea. So hang on, if I get multi-line trace, let's see how that looks like. That's literally what I'm doing anyway. Does a collision trace along given line of record returns all hits encountered? I meant to just do a line trace. change that real quick. So we've got the start, we've got the end. We want to ignore this array of actors. And we want that to come in green for normal and purple for if it hits anything. See, I want to change where it comes out of. Unreal Engine, blind trace, change end point. Line trace to the line trace off. How to make go in front and right of an actor. See, most of these do stuff like Jesus, be right back. I'm back, sorry about that. Right. So the way that most of this stuff works. Can you not get your direction and look at... Yeah, I'm trying that. The problem is the... How did I do it for... I did something similar to here. Where what I did here is I got a random range and just kind of added a small amount of impact from the endpoint. Which isn't the perfect way of doing it, because it actually means that the bullet can potentially go a little bit longer than it's supposed to. What, rather than being like a X and Y, like here's like this is the impact point of the camera, rather than going like around like here, what it actually can do is it can go like a little bit there, a little bit there, a little bit there, and a little bit there. And that's what I'm trying to do kind of here. Because what I want to do is I want to just... I need to get it based off... Because what I want to do, I want it to come out at like 2 set points, basically. A little bit of a set distance from this start point. So I want to go from this line trace end, and I want to go a little bit right and a little bit left of it. But with how Unreal Engine vectors work, it's a 3D space. It's not just left and right, up and down. It's forwards, back, left, right, up, down. And if you tell it to just go along the y-axis, then it will always just go on this axis. It will always go on this axis here. So if I shot them from this way, it will always try to go... It will still try to move it along this axis, so it won't split the way I want it to. What I need to do is I need to get the... There is a way of doing it, and I just can't remember how. And I don't know if I actually have the know-how for it at the moment. That one's sphere trace. Where is it? Control the direction of a line trace around an actor. No. Of a line trace around an actor. Here we go, this might help. Get forward vector. That could work. So I've got the location. So if I get the enemy, where is it? The weapon component. So I've got the location of the enemy actor, which is where split starts. So if I get forward vector. And if we multiply this, so this will get this a line going forwards. If we multiply that by the negative, we'll get directly behind them. And if we just multiply... I still don't know how to get left and right per se, though. Or if I just say, like, how to get a fan of line traces. Nope, nope, nope. So you can't constantly update the values where you're looking at, and then... Yeah, I don't know how to add the angle, though, is the problem. I don't know how to add that angle for the left and right. That's the problem I'm having. I know how to get it so it can go behind the enemy. Because I just don't know how to get... That's what I'm already doing. I'm already getting the angle I'm looking at. That's where the... That's where this camera rotation comes from. So it already is coming from the direction I'm looking. But I don't know how to make it move left or right is the problem. I'm trying to find stuff out, but it's not helping. It's really... I don't really know the right words to search for it. Line trace endpoint adjust, I'll put in. No, that's not what I want. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how to add it at the moment. And I don't really... The thing is, I don't really want to spend the entire stream just on another monitor looking at stuff online to try and figure it out. Because I don't really think... And even if I was to watch it like on the stream monitor, I don't really feel like it's a great idea to just effectively be showing other people's like content like that on my stream. I'd rather. I'm gonna look that up probably this evening. I'm gonna have a bit of an experiment with it. So I'm gonna look that up this evening, have a bit of an experiment with it, and then try and get back to getting it done and sorted in time for the next stream. That being said, next stream tomorrow, I'm actually going to try and make a drop pod because someone asked if I could, and I'm going to see if I'm able to. But for this stream, I'm going to pass on that issue for now. That'll be an issue we'll tackle in the future. Just after I've looked at... I'm just going to... I want to get it sorted so I know how to do it, and then I'll do it in here probably maybe next week. But yeah, so we've got about 15 minutes left of the stream. I will be ending the stream early because I've got to go out later. Meeting some friends to play Magic the Gathering and such. So, gonna go out and do that. But for that, so I will be ending the stream about 30 minutes earlier than I normally would, I guess. Mind you, on Saturdays I tend to stream a bit longer anyway. But yeah, so I'm meeting some people, so I want to stop the stream early. But yeah, so I can't add that perk in. However, I can add one perk in, which will be similar to Bullet Split. And it will kind of work hand in hand. So Bullet Split, what that does is it allows your bullet to go left or right at the enemy. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to add in a very quick one called Bullet Pierce, which will basically be the same thing, but rather than it splitting outwards, it's going to go straight forwards. And so I know how I can do that. I know how to do that. Bullet Pierce. And this will just be a one perk thing. Bullet Pierce. No, don't want it to be capital. Not about that. Bullet underscore Pierce. Get description. Bullets will pierce through enemies. Save. Set that to temp. Don't think that's set. Temp. Temp. Okay, there we go. Save that. Right, so for this one, that should be a fairly simple thing to add. Weapon component. I can literally copy. I'm going to leave this as Bullet Split. I'm just going to duplicate this and just call this Bullet Pierce. And it will effectively be the exact same. It's kind of already set up, actually. So, forward vector. Get forward vector, multiply that by... Event graph. No, fire. So yeah, we just get the world location, set that as a start, and then we get fingers. Yeah, I've already said then. Get that bit at the end. Get rid of that. And that will just basically go from continue onwards. Ignores the first. Ignores the first enemy. Goes in the damage channel. Oh god. Goes in the damage channel. Goes in the end point. It's basically just going to be this exact same. I just copy this actually. Because most of this will be basically the same thing. Again, I'm really sorry for sneezing so much. I don't know why. I really don't know why. I was fine. I was relatively fine yesterday. And now today, the day I want to stream. Mind you, I'm pretty much like this every day. I need to talk to my doctor about it, I think. Because it impacts a lot of my ability to do a lot of things. Not like massively, it's just a really, really annoying thing. So I'm going to talk to my doctor about it, see if I can get sorted. Checks if the enemy can be crit. Yep, that's all fine. So anything that gets fed through from the start. The muzzle gets fed all the way to the spawn location of the system. But I don't need to spawn the location at the muzzle. I'm now spawning it at the enemy. Actually, to be fair, I'm doing this kind of wrong. I shouldn't be... What I should be doing, rather than setting this as another line trace behind, get rid of that. I just need to change this from either a normal line trace to a multi-line trace. Because at the moment, it only does one... It returns the first blocking hit encountered. So what I want to do is I want to pull out multi-line trace by channel, and this will hit back all hits encountered, and it'll be the same thing. Plug in the stat, and stat goes to here as well, and plug in the end. It'll be the exact same kind of trace, and rather than doing that, it would just be a branch here saying pierce. Boolean save. Gets pierce, plugs that in there. If they can't pierce, it'll go to this one. If they can pierce, it'll go all the way down to this one. And then we want to out hits. And for this one, we'll do a break. For each with break. Split that. No, we want to do it for each loop. With split that. But it'll pretty much be the exact same thing. But slightly different. Jesus Christ. Gotta stop sneezing. This is like probably the worst it's ever been on a day I've been trying to stream. Like, I think on my other streams I do sneeze a bit, but this is like constant. I'm really sorry about this. But we're gonna try power through anyway. Yay! Splits that into the. So how this works? It normally goes. At the moment, split stat isn't really important, so I can probably just get rid of it for now. In theory, I just need to basically duplicate all this up here and just redo it down here. The only difference is that this will be an array of things. Whereas... So if I duplicate all this... Except, no. For God's sake. Duplicate this. And this. Control C, Control V. Drag that just down here. Where I can get the for each loop. Make sure it's set to damage as well, before I forget. So what happens here at the moment is... the array impact point will be set for split start. And it also gets set for here, but this isn't important. So we won't need... Actually, we will need that. But not as a selector. So go to impact point and trace. And we're back. Tell you what, I'm just. Ugh. I think I'm just getting the stream early, so I can get ready to go out, and also because at the moment I'm not going to get much done in a minute, and I'm just sneezing all the time. It's not great to stream right now. So yeah, hopefully I'll be better tomorrow. I'll see you guys then, where I'll hopefully try to make a drop pod. But yeah, my name is Volteripal. Have a great rest of your day, and see you again tomorrow. Bye.